Welcome to the Highly Sensitive Podcast. I'm Lauren LaSalle, and I'm a former therapist, a highly sensitive person, and a boundary-setting coach for highly sensitive people. My hope for this podcast is to create a feeling of community, be a supportive place for HSPs, and normalize our experiences as highly sensitive people. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's begin. Welcome to the Highly Sensitive Podcast. I'm Lauren LaSalle, and it is cold here today. So if you are also living somewhere where it's cold, I hope you are staying warm and cozy. And if you live somewhere where it's warm, I'm very jealous, and I would love to be where you are right now. So last episode, I had mentioned that I was going to make sort of an update episode about what was going on with me and my programs and things, and time just flew by and I didn't get to do that. So I will do that right now. So I still have my highly sensitive parent community going on. That is ongoing. If you would like to learn more about that, you can go to my website, laurenlasallecoaching.com, and I will put a link in the episode description to sign up for that if you would like. I also wanted to let you know about one newish program and one brand new program. So this program is called the Boundary Breakthrough Session, and it is a 90-minute one-to-one coaching session. So normally my signature program is a 6-month one-to-one coaching program. I thought, especially for the holidays, I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with feeling like they need to set certain boundaries when it comes to family or holidays or social engagements. And so I thought this would be a great time to start this one-off coaching session. So this is for if you have a specific situation that you are dealing with, we can address that in this session. And after you schedule, I will send you a questionnaire so that I understand what you would like to work on during this session and what you are hoping to get out of it and be able to implement from our meeting together. So we will create an action plan together when we meet to help you overcome these challenges and establish healthy boundaries in the situation that you bring to me. And what's included in this, besides the 90-minute session, are meeting notes, which I do for all of my programs. I take notes during our meeting and I send them to you afterwards. So all you have to focus on is the conversation and the work that we're doing together. You also will get 1 week of Voxer support after our meeting for the week following our meeting. And Voxer, in case you don't know, is an app that allows you to do text messaging and voice messaging as well. And that's in place so we don't just meet and that's it. So I am here with you for an additional week for support and questions and accountability. So the investment for the Boundary Breakthrough Session is $199, and I will put the link in the episode description if you would like to schedule one of these. I also would love to announce my group program, and if you are on my email list, you probably already know about this. I sent this out a couple days ago, and if you are on my email list and you didn't see this email, make sure you check your spam and everything like that, because I recently switched to another email list provider. And since doing that, it doesn't look like as many people have been opening my emails, so I'm a little bit worried that they're getting lost and people aren't seeing them. So this is the Reclaim Your Life, the group, and this is starting in January 2024, and spots are limited. I want this to be a small enough group where people feel comfortable really being vulnerable and sharing and really putting in the work. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, I will put the link to sign up in the episode description as well, and sign up as soon as possible to make sure you get your spot. So this is a 6-month group coaching program for highly sensitive people who want to start setting boundaries in their lives so that they can use their time and energy on taking care of themselves and doing what matters most to them and being with the people they want to spend time with. So this group program is for you if you know that you need to start setting boundaries in your life, but you don't know where or how to start. You feel too guilty or anxious to say no or to take care of your own needs. You feel like you don't have enough time or energy to do what you want to do to feel fulfilled. And you want ongoing support and accountability so that you actually follow through with setting boundaries and increase your confidence doing so. So included in this program is 2 60-minute group meetings a month, 1 30-minute one-to-one meeting a month, coaching and peer support in between meetings in a private Slack channel, so that is ongoing throughout the 6 months. And you also get lifetime access to any program materials that I provide during the duration of the group. So by the end of the group, you will identify what your barriers to setting boundaries are, so what gets in the way of actually being able to go and set those boundaries. You will figure out which of your needs aren't getting met and where boundaries need to be set in your life. You will know how to communicate boundaries and deal with pushback, know how to cope with difficult feelings that come up, such as anxiety and guilt, and you will practice setting boundaries within the group and with yourself, and you will also start setting boundaries with what I call safe people in your life. So those are people that you know will be receptive to the boundaries, just to start getting some positive experiences under your belt before you start setting those boundaries that feel a little more intimidating. These group meetings will take place on Saturdays or Sundays afternoons, Eastern time, and the individual meetings will take place at a time that works best for both of us. So that is much more flexible. And the investment for this group is $9.99, and monthly payment plans are available if you would like that option. I think this is a really great price for what you are getting out of this group. It's less than $200 a month. You get to work with me. You get to work alongside a group of other highly sensitive people who are dealing with similar situations, similar feelings. They are going to be able to have a better understanding about what you're going through than the average person probably would. And we are all going to be there to support each other and encourage each other and celebrate all of the great work that you are all going to do in this group. So I'm excited about this. As I said, it starts in January. So if you want to do this, register as soon as possible to make sure that you get your spot. All right, so now it is time for my 10 tips for surviving the holidays as a highly sensitive person. So number 1 is plan ahead. Create a holiday schedule to help manage expectations and reduce surprises, because the holidays can be an anxiety producing time for a lot of people. There's a lot of overwhelm that can happen during the holidays for whatever reason, sensory, emotional, and knowing what to expect can greatly alleviate anxiety, because a lot of anxiety comes from the unknown, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what's going to happen. So having a schedule will help you keep track of what is going on. And you can also prioritize any tasks that you have to do, such as preparing for a holiday event or a gathering, and break those tasks down into manageable chunks. So it doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like you have to do it all at once. And hopefully, if you chunk it down, you won't wait until the last minute and then feel a lot of stress and pressure to get those things done. Number 2 is set realistic expectations. Understand that perfection is not required, and embrace imperfections and focus on the joy of the season. And I know that is much more easily said than done, because a lot of us are perfectionists and it's really hard to not over focus on how we think something should be. So just try to really let yourself enjoy the holiday season. And before the season begins, so like around now maybe, take time to reflect on what you want to experience and set intentions for how you'd like to feel. And keep these in mind as the holidays approach and as you are in the holidays. Maybe other ways that you've celebrated in the past haven't felt great. Maybe it feels really overwhelming. Think about how you would like to spend the holidays. What would feel good for you? And keep those in mind. And if you can, try to figure out how you can make that a reality. Number 3, communicate your needs. So if you are feeling comfortable, you can share your sensitivities with close friends and family and let them know how they can support you during gatherings or gift exchanges. I know opening gifts in front of people and having everybody look at you can be really uncomfortable for some people, including myself. So if that's something that you really are feeling anxious about and you feel comfortable letting certain people know to maybe help accommodate that, to alleviate some of your anxiety, do that. And you can also create holiday traditions that cater to your sensitivities and preferences and feel more comfortable for you. So it's okay. I'm giving you the permission right now if you need to. If you have been thinking maybe, I don't like the way that we've been celebrating the holidays, I want to do it a little bit differently, it's okay to create new traditions for yourself and your family that work best for you. So financial stress can also be a big part of the holidays because we feel like we have to buy gifts for people. And so set a budget and stick to it to reduce some anxiety related to spending and shopping. And you can also give, I guess, non-traditional gifts, maybe you would call it. So if you're really crafty or artsy or you're really good at baking, find some way that you can make a gift to share with someone, and it maybe that will alleviate some of that anxiety that goes with finances, especially during the holidays. And if you are responsible for some aspect of celebrating, whether it's hosting an event or having to bring food or whatever it is, if you need help with that, let people know, so that you are not feeling super overwhelmed and stressed out and frustrated. Let other people know that you need help. It's okay to do that. Number 4, schedule alone time. So I think we all know this is a big one. Make sure you take time to recharge on your own and decompress and process everything that is going on, especially if you have a lot of social gatherings that you need to attend. And if you can, and if you need to, when you are at a gathering, try to find a peaceful, quiet place that you can go to by yourself if you need just some time to be away from everybody for a while. And don't be afraid to let people know when you need some space or alone time. It's okay to do that. Take care of yourself. Number 5, limit social engagements. It's okay to be selective about the events that you attend. It's okay to decline invitations and say, thank you for inviting me, I'm not able to come. And you don't need to explain why if you don't want to. You don't have to say, oh, I'm really overwhelmed and I've been going to a lot of social events and I'm really tired. You don't have to do that. You can just politely say, thank you for inviting me, I'm not able to come. Number 6, engage in calming practices. So this could be mindfulness techniques to stay grounded and in the present moment. This could be deep breathing exercises to manage anxiety and to stay calm during overwhelming moments. You can even incorporate practices like yoga and as well as meditation or deep breathing exercises into your daily routine to manage stress. That's more of an ongoing practice. If you're not already doing that, and maybe you've thought about doing that, but you haven't done it yet, now would be a great time to start incorporating that into your routine to help take care of yourself. Number 7, prepare for sensory overload. So if you haven't already, start to Notice the signs of sensory overload in yourself and have a plan for coping with it. So maybe this means stepping outside for some fresh air or finding a quiet place to decompress if you're around a bunch of other people. You can also bring certain things like noise-canceling headphones or calming scents or some other sensory item that is calming for you to help you manage overwhelming environments. Number 9, prioritize self-care. This is something that we should be doing year-round, but especially during the holidays or times of increased stress and increased social activities. If you need to reframe this, if you are not great at making time for self-care, say it's a gift to yourself for the holidays. Make time for reading, take a bath, practice hobbies that you enjoy, make time to do whatever feels great for you. Make sure you get enough sleep, go for a walk, do some sort of body movement activity. Take care of yourself, especially during this time that can be full of different kinds of stress. And number 10, seek support. If you need to, go to friends or family members that you trust, that you feel can support you when you're feeling overwhelmed. Having a conversation about how you're feeling can be really, really helpful. It can help you feel better. It can help other people in your life understand what you're dealing with and be there to support you. And if you need to, reach out to a therapist who specializes in working with highly sensitive people, even if it's just for the holiday season that you meet with them. And I know there's a list on hsperson.com, which is Elaine Aron's website, listed by location. You can find therapists who work with highly sensitive people on there. And I know sometimes it can be hard to find one, especially somebody who has the availability, but it's worth it to at least look and meet with somebody if you're feeling really, really stressed. So there's my list. I hope that's helpful. This is the only episode coming out in November because Thanksgiving is quickly approaching and I've been really busy and I know I'm going to be busier. So the only episode in November, but the next episode will be coming out the weekend of December 9th, and that will be the only episode coming out in December. So if you want to hear more, become a paid subscriber on Patreon or Spotify to hear some bonus episodes. You can listen to all of the previous episodes that have already come out. So even if you just want to do it for a month or whatever to listen to all of the previous episodes, go for it. And I hope you all have a great holiday season. I hope it is as stress-free as it can possibly be. And I will talk to you all in about a month. Thank you so much for listening to the Highly Sensitive Podcast. You can help support the podcast by taking a minute to rate and review it, share a favorite episode with a friend, or become a subscriber on Patreon or Spotify for $5 a month for ad-free episodes plus 2 bonus episodes a month. Thanks for listening.